Hey, Michael. Oh, no, that says Michelle.
Buenas tardes, familia.
Oh my gosh. We're starting off really strong.
Yeah, Kelly, Kristen, Patrick, Amber,
Matt.
Tina, Bon Lewis. We're gonna
Julian.
see. I see Bon Lewis.
Julian's already sleeping.
I feel like I'm on Romper Room. I see Patrick. I see
Yes,
Amber,
somebody finally said Romper Room. I've been saying it.
70s kids.
Yeah, dude. Nobody.
Not dating ourselves, but hey, there you go.
Nobody else. I say Romper Room all the
Because
time.
we're old.
They're like, what the fuck
Can you
is
put an echo on that word? Old.
what the F? There's Michelle. Oh, that's the Michelle house.
Yes, Michelle House. We see you.
I see some people up in that screen that I know.
Yes.
Oh boy, I better
just
be
saw
on
him.
my best behavior. Michelle House is in the house.
Okay.
What?
What?
I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
Never are you.
Psych, right, Matt? Should I be on my best behavior tonight?
Why are
or
you yelling?
I don't know. We got Tina and Phil and
Wendy,
Leon and Greg.
Jason, Kelly, Mel. Where's Charlie?
Where is Charlie?
Charlie.
G Min Low.
Oh, there's Charlie.
He signed in.
Lady J is not here.
Where's my mom?
Oh, Miss Penny
Oh,
watches it
you know
on
what's funny?
YouTube.
No, because my mom actually logged on to Zoom last week. She told me.
Oh, she did?
And I was like, bro, if
Yeah,
I
she
would
probably
have
was
known,
upset. Way to go.
if I would have known that my mom was on Zoom,
You should be shouting out Miss Penny anyways.
we
all
would
the
have
time.
been definitely having her speak and turning on her camera. Y'all know Miss Penny, right? Does anybody out there know Miss Penny, who is the original, one of the
Actually,
originals?
the original dynamic duo is Miss Penny and Miss Josie.
Julian, how's it going, man?
He's sleeping.
He's good. He's up. But I was saying Bon Lewis, I see him on the schedule. He's going to be here very, very soon in person on the podcast. So guys, look out for Bon Lewis. What else is going on, guys? Is this meeting only for recovering addicts? No, this meeting is for anybody that's hurting in any way, shape, or form. You can share whatever's going on with you. You don't even have to be sober. You can be sober. You can be let me first talk about why the podcast exists. The podcast exists because on 9/11 of 2022, I got a phone call from my daughter that she had just found my son-in-law dead from fentanyl. And God had put it on my heart to be the voice for the people that have lost their lives, offer hope to people that are suffering, but also hope to anybody that's hurting, because the one thing that connects all of us, whether we're in recovery, not in recovery, we all know what it feels like to hurt inside. Mm-hmm. And that's how we connect at the heart level, is through pain. Mm-hmm. You know, and through our pain, we find love. You know, and love for one another, and the only way to get through pain and tough times is together. Yeah. We can't do it on our own. Nope. And that's for everybody, not just for us. Addicts, I mean, we have a little bit, a lot of us, we feel blessed. I feel blessed because, like, I have a program. Yep. I have a program of healing. And inside of that program is people that care. Yep. So that's why we exist, and we're here for everybody. We want everybody to find a way through that pain. So welcome if you're new. Mm-hmm. And welcome back, Joelle, to the meeting. I see it on the board.
And yes, Joelle, you'll be in San Diego, so holler at us your dates, and absolutely you will come on and be on the podcast.
When are you going to be in?
He said he doesn't know if you read it.
Oh, what? Emily doesn't.
Oh yeah, but that's why I'm on my computer. Allow you.
Cool. That'd be awesome. San Diego is literally 1 hour from us, with no traffic. Yeah. All right, let's get this party started, Natalie. It's
Danny, are you ready?
Danny, are you ready?
Sure. Yeah, it's you guys' rodeo. You guys just point and shoot and tell me what to say.
I mean, we got a good one tonight, guys.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, no expectations there. Thanks.
Yeah, don't get your expectations too high, but I have a feeling that his wife told me that we better set a timer.
Oh,
that's amazing. That's hilarious. Danny, you're going to fit in just fine.
Look, she's blushing.
Well, Danny.
No, yes, sir.
Well, wait.
Who do I look at? Do I look at the
know.
group? Do I look at you guys?
Whatever you want to look at.
Yeah,
I mean,
you could look at
your camera is this one, and then we have a secondary camera that.
I see you guys watching me.
Yep. There are a bunch of people watching you right now.
Your timer. Well, one is going.
Where's Devon?
Devon, I don't know if I haven't seen it.
Julian's running the timer?
Is he? No.
No. He's not.
He's like, what?
I thought he was waving at us, telling us he was.
I have a watch today. That's an amazing thing, but I do have a watch.
You do?
What time?
All right. Well,
I don't know if I could see the timer on this.
Yeah, and it's hard to kind of like gauge it. Do you want me to set a timer?
No, I don't know when to wrap up. So
you have like 20 minutes.
Okay.
20? Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you want me to give you like a 5?
Sure.
It says Chad will do the timer.
Chad?
Here we go.
Yeah, not me. The other
I was
Chad.
like, Chad, no.
McIntyre.
Okay, Chad and Amy.
Yeah, Chad and Amy.
Okay, Chad and Amy.
Hey, there's another guy named Chaz on the phone
Yeah, and it's his first time, so welcome.
Awesome. Welcome, Chaz.
Nemhouse is watching. Yeah.
We got Nemhouse and
Shout
we
out
got
to the
Michelle
Nemhouse.
House. So that's pretty dope, guys.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm so happy that you guys are tuning in.
All right, I'm turning this
Okay,
meeting
Danny.
over to Danny.
How about we're turning this meeting over to Danny.
Why is it got to be all like that?
Because why does it always have to be about you?
Why is it? I mean, I don't know. That's just how
Dynamic duo.
Sorry, this is how we do shit. Like, it's how
Oh, that's fine. Thanks for joining us, guys. And that's the meeting. That was the longest intro of it.
I like fucking Danny.
Yeah.
Danny,
you're going to fit in just fine.
fine.
This dysfunctional group.
We are
right here.
dysfunctional. We don't even know what we're doing.
Good.
Yep.
Ever.
Well, that's,
Ever.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay.
And Danny, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know when to start.
It's like,
Do I just interrupt them and just... All right. Danny Stradley, alcoholic. Sobriety date's 3/14/09.
Wow.
My last drink was the 13th of 09 of March, 8:35 in the morning. I had just come out of a grand mal seizure. Drinking myself into seizures. That's my MO. The last about 4 years of my drinking, I didn't stop until I would seize, and then I would continue. And finally, when I'll just sum up that part of the story, when she finally had enough, every good alcoholic has a good codependent to take care of them, good one to detox them, and when she finally had enough, she left, which allowed me to drink the way I wanted to drink, which was constant. And just finishing, I never did finish that last bottle of vodka. I drink the good stuff, Potter's vodka, high gravity, 8.1 lagers. I used to drink the other good stuff, those H&H whiskey, if you're those high ballers, $2 half pint. And then after a seizure, she looked at me and I tried to get into rehab and I didn't have insurance at the time. They wouldn't take me, and this was years before I got sober. And she said, no more colored alcohol, only clear alcohol from here on. So it was Potter's vodka, right? And I realized, shaking so violently, I would drop the bottles on the way home from the liquor store, and they would always break. And I realized, they're plastic bottles. Oh, such a blessing for any alcoholic. They're really of my kind is Potter's vodka. And if you really want to reach your bottom, you start mixing that along with sleep aid meds, anything that'll knock you out, just hoping that you wouldn't seizure on top of it. And I was in such a godless void. There was about this much left in the bottom of the bottle and 2 tall ones left on there. And I just coming out of the seizure, I still shaking, still clenched. And I remember just that feeling of just godlessness. And I had several bottoms in my life, but none spiritual to that level. And I've started over several times in my life, thrown it away, thrown families away, and just actually, I hate the word thrown away because that gives me a conscious choice where I don't believe I did. I believe the disease stripped it from me. In the 12 and 12 on page 21, it talks about how, alcohol became a rapacious creditor and bleeds as a false self-sufficiency and will to resist its demands. That tells me I didn't have a choice. Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous tells me we have lost the power of choice in drink. Never does it say that I get the power of choice back. I didn't wake up this morning 16 years later and make a choice not to drink. What I did in 2009 is I made a choice to call somebody. But I didn't know how to take a sober breath. So my brother came and he swooped me up and he actually, when that lady left me, talk about a sidebar, she took the carpet. I don't know if that was ever in my inventory, but I'm inventorying it right now. That woman took the carpet. God bless her. I mean, she's passed away just recently in the last couple of years. But I'll tell you what, she detoxed me for 4.5 years. If it wasn't for her, I probably would have never met you guys. But yeah, so imagine that hopeless alcoholic just walking around that carpetless apartment for 3 weeks, stumbling around, falling around. And so on that day, coming out of that seizure, I called my brother, and he dropped me off at Charter Oak Recovery Center in Covina. And I think a long story short there, they introduced me to someone I never met before, which was myself. Actually, they introduced me to you. In turn, I sat there in a meeting the very next morning. Well, I sat in detox for 4 days, and then they got me into a residence center just for a short 9 days. My first time, it was a 28-day program. My first time in the facility. The insurance wasn't going to keep me that long, but they had heard my story, how I'd home detox for so many years, and said, this guy needs some help. And so they threw me in with you guys. The next morning, I sat in an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, and I swore you guys were following me around my whole life. I've never identified or felt more at home, more comfortable or safe than in that first meeting of a surrendered group of Alcoholics Anonymous that next morning. And I decided not to go anywhere. They told me if I didn't do a fourth, I'd drink a fifth. So, I was so desperate. I grew up in a religious home. I'm watching the clock here. I'm already 5 minutes in. Oh, geez. Good grief.
I will tell you one thing.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
interrupt you just for this. Sometimes
Yeah.
they don't care if you go over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, we'll
just
see
go.
how it goes. I grew up in a religious home. My mother was the head of the children's ministries growing up. One of this huge God resentment. No, another alcoholic walking into Alcoholics Anonymous with a God chip on his shoulder. Oh, we've never heard that story, right? Well, that was me. Don't you dare talk of a God of forgiveness, because one, I'm not worth forgiving. And I couldn't forgive myself. So I couldn't picture of a God of forgiveness, even though I grew up with that. They always say this judgmental God, this jealous God. And I actually, now today, I want a jealous God in my life. I want God to want me to have that relationship with him to the point to where when I do go astray, he gets jealous of where I'm at and does things in my life to draw me back to him. I'm jealous because this is where I should be. I want to be where that item is in your life. And alcohol, sex, drugs, whatever it was, music. I'm a musician, I play. Whatever idol I had in my life, God always put things in front of me just to pull me back. And that's a beautiful, beautiful relationship to have, I think. And so that's the God I serve today, and I'm glad to call him my Lord and Savior. As faulty as I am, the only time I walk on water's in the shower, and even then I slip and fall on my ass. But I do what I can. I serve at the church playing bass guitar now, throwing some gospel on top of contemporary Christian, So I get to do that today because you guys showed me a way out of that pit. You guys showed me. So I sat in my first Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and showed me the level of surrender that I needed to have, which you really didn't have to show me much because I was already there. I just didn't have hope. I didn't know how to live, take a sober breath. And so the one thing I was fearful of is getting kicked out of this recovery center. And I realized, though, is if I follow direction, okay, I'm going to go here next. And what's next? Okay, this meeting. Okay, next. And so if you're new, realize the roadmap to recovery is following simple direction, guys. Hey, where do I go? What do I do? Okay are words that'll keep you sober. I swear, all of a sudden, next thing you know, even though I was in a facility, I still had a choice to walk out. I could, but I realized if I followed simple direction, I was able to stay sober. I'm taking advice not from the last person I got loaded with. myself.
Yeah.
And I realized that if I still stone cold sober today take advice from myself, I'm still taking advice from the last person I got loaded with. Some of the most spiritual people I know in the world have a group of personnel around them, more spiritual than them. And they have a guidance and people to be guiding them through life. And not even pastors at church. They have people accountable to them, you know. And so, God forbid, I take direction from somebody, you know. My story took me to Oklahoma, you know, growing up after my mother. She passed away in 1996, severe form of rapid cancer that took her, that if untreated would have taken her in a month or two. It was a malignant form that formed around her major aorta from her heart. And for 2.5 years, she suffered with chemotherapy. And I'm not saying that chemo and therapy, especially for cancer, isn't bad, but if we hadn't fought it, God would have taken her real quick. And I say that part of the story because I held such a God resentment. She died at 49, my age now. So I'm in the years my mother missed. And so I'm re-grieving this year. It's been tough. And I was 6 months sober. My brother, he actually put her prayer diary in front of me one day, and I had never written it. I'd never read it, and he opened up to a specific page, and I'd never known that she had even written a prayer journal. But when something weighed super heavy, it was almost our step 7, writing down our step 7, which because of this prayer journal, after my inventories, I would start, doing 10-step work, and I would just start to write out my step 7s, my prayers to remove this from me, And what a powerful thing that is to add that to your inventory, to write out a step 7, just asking God, hey, remove this from me. Why not? There's no rules there. It's saying you can. And so in one journal entry, my mother was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis that has withered my grandmother for decades, died an extremely painful death. And in that prayer journal, she had just found out that she was diagnosed with that and wrote, just remove this painful cup from my life. Lord, remove this painful cup from my life. And my brother closed that journal and he said, do you ever wonder if God was simply answering her prayers by giving her the cancer? And right then, right there, just whether it's true or not, doesn't matter. But what matters is it opened my mind to the point of I was so closed-minded to assume what God's will, and so self-centered to assume what God's will was for somebody else. I have no clue what God's plan was for her. Or that he loved her so deeply he would take her home just from that simple request. None of my business. How self-centered can I be? And I walked through the doors of the church that morning and just said, and it was a threshold that I crossed, and I said, I've just been so selfish with my relationship to my mother. And that God resentment was lifted almost immediately just from an open-minded view. Whether true or not, it was just an open-minded view and just enough. But my gosh, on top of this, you guys, step 9 took me to Oklahoma. My grandfather had passed away and left me with a lump sum of money, and with a huge chunk of that sum, I was able to. You guys taught me integrity, taught me how to get squared up financially with some financial amends, and I was able to make some financial amends with my child support, and that got cleared up, and that gave me courage to actually reach out to a child I had never met. He was 6 years old at this time. By this time, I had abandoned him. I knew of my oldest son. Yeah, I'm that drinker, guys. I'm that drinker. I'm a runner. I run from life. I ran from a feeling, chasing a feeling. And I try not to pull any punches in meetings, because if there may be a man suffering right up here, just have so much self-guilt they're killing himself over. And there's forgiveness there. There's healing. But it has to start today. Your recovery starts now, not tonight, not tomorrow, now. There's got to be a surrender. But through that courage I was able to make a phone call and just leave a message with the case director, with my caseworker, and say, hey, listen, I haven't spoken with Christina, and a woman I barely knew for 2 months after my first divorce, and reached out and barely knew her, and said, I'd like to talk to my son, and I just, left a message with the. She called me back 24 hours later and said, "Hey, Zedekiah is his name. He's been asking about you." And mind you, he's 6 years old. I'm 10 months sober. And the fear involved. If y'all know what fear's like, And so she puts him on the phone. And he just says, "Hi, Daddy." She hadn't spoken an ill word. And she had simply said that I had left to go to California to take care of business, to take care of myself. Wow. And I'm blessed for that. I'm blessed with exes that didn't drudge my name through their minds.
Yeah.
That they were smart enough for them to give them their own experience. So I also want to encourage the women out there, if you're dealing with deadbeat dads like me, to let your children have their own experience with the men, with their fathers, whatever horrendous experience that may be, but allow that. I'm grateful for that, and in the few weeks next, we built up kind of a bridge of somewhat trust where we could meet. Met in a small little motel in Jay, Oklahoma. Like I said, I'm 10 months sober at the time, and opened the door and gave me a big hug. And he says, "Mom says," and she just walked away and left us. And I'm just like holding my son for the first time. And he just says, "Mom says you have to help me out with the homework before we play video games." I'm like, okay, but he looks up and he says, "What'd you do today, Dad?" I'm in the middle of working with the homework, and I'm so wrapped up into questions that I assumed were going to happen. That long list of dirty laundry. Where have you been? What kind of piece of crap would leave? That's what I'm telling myself. Why? What have you been doing? All of this laundry list of questions from her or from him, which never occurred. It was just, "What are you doing today? What'd you do today?" And then he looks up and he says, "I helped CJ with the quad," his stepdad at the time. And I got it. If there could be that level of forgiveness through a child's eyes, how much more could God have for me? And if God could have that level of forgiveness for me, then who am I not to forgive myself? I'm putting myself in a godlike position over my assumption of forgiveness in me, And I have a relationship with my sons today. One's military, and he's actually Army National Guard, and right now in the reserve. He builds guns for a living outside of that in Oklahoma. Go figure, in Oklahoma. And he sells guns in an active one of these sporting goods store. And my youngest, he's 23, and he works for the city of Jay, Oklahoma. And he's a man. And these are men that have been in my life ever since. And I've gotten them every summer ever since, or I visited them every summer ever since, and they've been in my life because of you guys. And I've always run my life with the assumption of what I thought my freedom and fun was, this free will that I have. Well, it's legal, I can do it. The spiritual consequences tossed aside, but it's like, okay, I play guitar. I have the freedom to do whatever I want with this guitar. I can literally decide to play it, flip it upside down, and bang on it like a drum. Well, that's still playing it, right? You put it on my head and pluck it, play it with my toes, pluck it. That's not what it's intended to play like. There's specific parameters that the creator of that instrument gave us to follow. And if we follow within those specific parameters, as tough as it may be, we may need to have to learn specific things to do it correctly, or may trip and fall and fumble all the time. But once practiced, once played correctly, what a beautiful music can be made, as opposed to just thumping around on it. And so in the parameters that God gives in our lives, these I want to, I always said, I was not atheist when I came here, at best agnostic, but I just hated God because I hated myself. And I didn't want, and at one point I would say that I was atheist only because that I didn't want to face my own morality. If you show me that there's an objective truth, you're going to have to show me that I have objective morals to live by. And I didn't want to do that. I want to live my way. But realize that I'm turning the guitar upside down and just thumping around. You know, on 12 and 12, I want to say on page 33, it talks about how our whole problem was the misuse of our willpower. You know, we tried to bombard our problems with it instead of attempting to bring it into agreement with God's intentions for them. And that couldn't be more true. But that's at the end of step 3. How do you do that? That's all great in speaking, but what's that look like in action? I mean, if I could do it on my own, I wouldn't need step 7. Why would I need to ask God? Why would I need to get on my knees and ask God humbly to remove this if I could do it on my own? Anybody that says they're working on their defects, run from them. Because to me, I mean, I can't work on my defects. If I could do that, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you. I'd just do it and I'd be a better person. For me, this is Alcoholics Anonymous. For me, is spirituality for dummies. You know, it taught me. Literally, it was a cookbook to how to have a spiritual experience. And if I deviate from that cookbook, I may have an experience, but it may not be the one you had there. You know, I always want to put in more sugar here, and I don't like flour, so I'm going to take the flour out of that cake that I'm trying to cook here. But that spiritual experience that I'm baking, I always wanted to do it my way. But if I sit and follow within these parameters that are given me by the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, it's clear-cut directions, and it works. If you work it, well, to me, that's what it means. You know, I'm overly paid today with spiritual blessings. You know, my wife and I were talking on the way here. We're like, man, this is a long drive for a meeting. Wow. All right. Well, I get to do this. You guys gave me a life. This is the least I can do to give it back, is just sit here and talk about myself for 20 minutes. You know, so it's been a journey. I do want to say that we can stay sober through anything, through deaths, divorces, marriages. You know, like I said, our 4-year anniversary with Angela was this last Tuesday. You know, and in sobriety, this is my second marriage in sobriety. Yeah, I can still make stone cold sober decisions based on self that puts me in a position to be hurt, as well as other people around me. But like I said, if I can humble myself and say, hey, listen, this is the parameter that God has set for me. You know, and love's an action word. So is gratitude. I could sit here and say, I love my wife, but do I show it? I could tell her I love you all day long. But if I'm not showing her with my actions that I love her, I'm a hypocrite. You know, I can say I'm grateful for my sobriety, but if I'm not showing it in my actions, I'm a hypocrite. I don't know. This is me being hard on myself about my recovery and my actions of what I do in and day out, because I just don't want to live like that anymore. Yeah. You know, you guys showed me a way up out of that pit, and so I decided to take your hand and help you lift me up. You know, I got a lot more to say, but my time's up. But so I don't know if I left anything out. Did I leave anything out? Hey, did I leave anything out? I had to sum it up in 20 minutes, so they're making me shut up.
Bro, I mean.
So good.
You had me the whole fucking
Oh, what was that? What was that movie line? You had me at hello.
Oh, yeah.
You that too.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, there
is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I just said Jerry Maguire earlier
Yeah,
today.
you did.
It's funny. Dude, incredible. Your recovery is incredible. You know, I always love, I don't know, I just love hearing people share, and
You're on fire.
And you're on fire. And like, you've been doing this deal since 2009. It's a long time. It's a long time, and you're on fire.
Yeah.
As much today, maybe even more today than you were in the beginning. It's like, and what I love about it is the fact that, like, you're paving the way for people like me. You're showing up with all this time to this meeting to share your experience, strength, and hope. And that's how we do it. And that reminds me that if I want to keep this, I got to continue doing what you're doing. So like for real, thank you for showing up and
Absolutely,
sharing that.
man.
I mean,
Absolutely.
incredible. I'm like watching the comments, bro. Fire, straight fire.
I appreciate you guys. Look at all these affirmations. Oh my gosh, I got to come back and do this again just for the affirmations.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
So what's going on now? Do we?
No, now we open it up for people
Okay.
to share.
Now we're gonna open it up, and we got some people. Nobody's got their what is going on? People scared?
Yeah,
I see Greg.
I see
waiting.
Greg and Kristen put up her hand, and Zam Zhao, Von Lewis.
Greg is first.
Who is Greg? Greg.
Are you real?
Okay.
Okay, hi, Greg.
Greg,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know
I'm
if
real. I came in here like a month ago when I hit 1 year, and the message kind of spoke to me then. And I've been going to church for the last year, and I've been, staying sober I hit 14 months sober this month. So
Is that a boy?
stuff being in the military and trying to change that, shift that, but listening to his message kind of resonated. I was just scrolling through Instagram randomly because I had stuff to do today, and I saw this and I was like, oh man, I totally forgot. And then kind of listening to that story just kind of made me feel the same way about with my kids. And I'm a big time runner. I have been in my past. Always ran for my problems or painted on another layer, to cover up all the pain and stuff that I was going through. And that step, when I found that relationship with God, I walked in to church the day after I stopped drinking, and I never stopped going back. I didn't do the typical AA route. I went to a couple meetings, but the church was the place that made me feel that, giving that up to God and just laying those problems at his feet and finding somebody to help me carry that backpack full of bricks that I was carrying around my whole life. It was just super important. So I just to double down, if anybody out there is struggling, just reaching out is the biggest step. Reaching out, and there are a lot of people that are going through a lot of stuff, and especially around me, the military community, there's a lot of people that drown themselves and just kind of push through because that's what you're supposed to do. But I think the plan was supposed to be different, so I'm happy that I found it, and I'm happy there's people like you guys that are out here promoting that. And I just want to say thanks. Love you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Love you, Greg.
Thank you for
and
your
congratulations.
service.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for your service.
My stepson's stationed in Pendleton right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right
Yeah.
down the road.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
We got another military person right here.
All right.
Kristen,
Kristen.
Hey, what's poppin'?
what's poppin'?
Brand new whip just hopped in. No, I'm just kidding. All I have to say, yo. Yeah, dude, I appreciate you. I have had the shittiest, like I'm telling you, this past week and a half has been like nothing but shit, like every day since last Monday. And so like your I don't know, demeanor and everything like that, like I hella appreciate just like the positivity that you have. Because it's definitely encouraging 100%. And man, I wrote this down. I be saying I have this book of quotes, but I wrote this down and said they introduced me to someone I never knew, and it was myself. Bro, I'm telling you, like 100%, like me this year. It's just so cool. Like every week, I just be hearing like little things from people that like I can resonate with, because it's like, I don't know. We always come in. Well, I came in and was like, I'm different. I'm different than everybody. But no, absolutely not. Like we all go through shit. We all do stupid shit. And I don't know. It was just really cool to hear like you speak and stuff. And also when you said God puts things in front of you to pull you back, I see that 110%, because he just be putting random stuff in front of you, pulling you back, but it's like he gives you that choice. You know what I mean? So it's really cool that you took the choice to come back, and like now you have a hella long time sober, so that's really cool. So I just want to say thanks, man.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kristen. We love you. Chuck.
Is that Zamzow right there?
Zamzow.
What's going on, Zamzow?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm an alcoholic. My name's Chuck. I'm grateful I woke up today instead of coming too. Man, hell of a share, brother. I love that. I like how you talked about integrity. That stuck out to me a lot on that share because recovery and being in the rooms and being my sponsor, they taught me how to have integrity again and be that person, do the next right thing, and be there for people, and a lot of other things in my life too. God convinced me that I'm in the right place when I came back into recovery, and grateful that I was convinced because nobody had to sell me a vacuum cleaner to get back in there and other stuff like that. It's like that story. Gentleman opens up the door and the salesman's beating his head with a bat, and he stops. He's like, "It feels so good when I stopped doing that." I was that guy, and I kept beating myself up. It just didn't feel right. When I got back into recovery, a lot of great things have been happening, and I stuck around. Really grateful for that. God has been putting things in my path lately too, especially this week, meeting some new people from out of town, coming in, and getting more involved in some certain things, and spirituality wise, been working on that a little bit more too. I'm a constant process of learning, and keep remaining teachable, and try to help the newcomer the best of my ability. That's what my service is for, is suiting up, showing up, and helping the next person. And that's all I got.
We love you, Chuck. Oh, my mom is on here. Hi, Mom. I see you, Zoom user. Bon.
What's happening, family?
What's going on?
Not much. I'm excited to see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah, it's Thursday, huh? Nice.
Yep. Definitely looking forward to it. Have it marked on my calendar. Danny, brother, that was absolutely incredible. Everything you said I needed to hear. I lost my mom when I was 17. She had a long, arduous battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it eventually spread to all her organs. And for the longest time, it was like
exactly what my mother died of, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay, wow. So for the longest time, it was like, God, why me? I'm 17. Why me? But I couldn't look past the fact that she's bedridden, she's in pain, she's miserable, she's angry, and she's calling out to God at like 3 a.m, just end this, please, just take me home. And what you said was maybe it was God's will for her, not mine, because I wanted her to be around. I mean, hell, I'm 32 now, and I still wish I had my mom. But she's not suffering anymore, and she's at peace. And I gained an amazing, amazing guardian angel out of it. So I think that's absolutely amazing what you said. That really just hit home so much. And y'all introduced me to someone I've never met before, myself. Dude, that hit so hard. Because as I'm doing step work with my sponsor, I'm discovering things about me I never knew before. And it's such an amazing, beautiful experience that it's like I'm actually getting to know who I am. I'm getting to figure out how to live for me, find out what I really like, figuring out how I can be of best service to me so I can be of best service to someone else. Because at the end of the day, if my story can help save one person, everything I went through will be totally worth it. Yeah. And that's it for me. Like, that's all I want to do is just help someone not make the same mistakes I did. And if they are, I can get you through them. But amazing share, dude. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are all amazing. I love every single one of you guys. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks, Bon.
Thanks,
See you
Bon.
Thursday.
We'll skip this one.
That's our girl. Don't be like that, Danny. Don't be like that.
Just kidding, Wendy.
I got you, Wendy.
Oh, wait.
And Michael.
Is it both of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Let her go.
No, I've talked enough today. I just wanted to say hi.
Hey, guys.
Thank you so much, Danny, for your lead. Absolutely love you and your wife, right? Your story is always inspirational to me. Definitely got to get you on their podcast because, man, there's so much more, right? You give so much hope and inspiration. So, yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. I'm going to turn it over to Michael. Love you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We need to bring him back for the full
guys.
pod,
Oh, yeah.
man.
Yes.
Yeah, Angela doesn't have her ears in, so she can't hear
Oh,
all
yeah,
the
you're
affirmations.
right. You're
But
right.
Wendy's, oh, you can hear now?
That's okay. I'm texting her.
She said
Smart.
she texted her anyway. Yeah, brother, I appreciate you for coming through and sharing your story. You definitely you're one of my people in AA.
Yeah, I
You're
love you,
definitely one of the people, even outside of it, where it's just like I can hit you and you're not gonna co-sign my bullshit.
Nah.
So I always appreciate that. Like, just a solid person that's you put your shit out there and you're like, I can heal from it. And that's the only way we heal from the shit, right? Is by being honest and transparent. It's like there's very little in the rooms when you actually connect with people, whether it's NA, CA, whatever A, like anybody who's actually working a 12-step program, they don't even bat an eye. When you actually, when they're really working a program, you don't feel judged. They don't criticize you if you fucking relapse and go back out and come back. They're like, oh, you fucking made it back.
Yeah.
People are not making it back. Like this fentanyl poisoning shit is, it's its own pandemic. And it just, like, it rips me up when people are like, it all like fucked up towards like people that relapse and come back, or newcomers are like kind of have this attitude about it. And it's like, look, I've been in my rock bottom. There's nothing I can say to anybody. They could be fucked up, drunk, tore up, and I'm like, look, when you're ready, I got you. However I could be of service to you, because somebody did that shit for me and it changed my life for the better. So like, I love this 12-step shit, and I'm super grateful for it. And I'm grateful for people like all three of you that have been tremendous in my recovery, and beautiful friendship. So I will shut up at that. I appreciate y'all.
We love you guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, I love you, Michael. Angela says hi.
Stay tuned for Wendy's episode. She was on today and crushed it, you guys.
Crushed it.
Crushed it.
Literally,
insane.
like, amazing episode.
Yeah.
I want to say something about what Michael was just saying, because, like, you know, one of the things that keeps people sometimes from coming back into the rooms after a relapse is shame and guilt. But it's also sometimes that people in the rooms judge you. But, you know, fuck those people. Because, you know, the people that are actually in the rooms that are working a real program and doing the real deal, man, we just love you.
Yep.
And, throwing a party coming back.
I mean, for real. Like, and I say this through experience. You know, it kept me out there a long time after my relapse to not come back into the rooms because I was having all this shame and guilt, man. And in today's how it is today, people are dying, man.
Yeah.
Like, fentanyl isn't a joke. Fentanyl didn't exist when I got clean.
Yeah.
Like, so, man, just come back, no matter what. And that's why we created this meeting, and it's for everybody. Anybody can come. I mean, you don't even have to. You don't need to be sober.
Well, with that being said, those who mind don't matter, and those who
matter don't mind. Yep.
True.
So, please.
I mean, Tupac has a song, "Only God Can Judge Me," and he's telling me to come.
Yep.
Every time.
And Lil Wayne also has a song that says, "My God is my judge, no gown or no gavel." Okay, that's it. Kelly. Thought we were doing lyrics for a second.
Come on, Kelly. Come on, Kelly.
Well, I don't have any, like, I guess I don't have any, like, badass lyrics to follow up with it, but I'll probably think of one and maybe put in, like, the group chat later on.
There you go.
Okay.
I got you guys with the follow-up. You know, so, yeah, thank you for sharing, Danny. Appreciate your share, man. It was a really good share. I'm 4 months and 16 days sober today.
Got a baby?
So, yeah. So still starting out new, but, you know, just keeping my head up and just trying to stay sober. It's been pretty rough lately. I've been going through some grieving times and stuff. I lost my great aunt yesterday, so just trying to keep my head up from that. And, you know, just digging more into my groups and digging more into, like, my coping mechanisms and stuff like that are healthy, and talking and hanging out more with my dog and taking her on more walks and shit. So more poop duties, but it's all right. So, you know, definitely something that I've been trying to keep busy with. I went to a VA exam today and kind of got a little nervous and stuff because of that. So I had my anxiety and stuff go through the roof, but, you know, prayed about it and went in there, got it done, and then came back out and whatever happens. Look at my nails, hit those. So, you know, whatever God wants to happen for me will happen for me. If not, then hey, you know, what it is, what it is. But You know, I've been in the recovery now for almost going on 5 months, and I am very proud of the work that I put in, and being in this group, I feel like I'm allowed to be me, and I feel really comfortable in this group. You know, because I think this was like one of the first groups that actually did for actually like a homework assignment. I had to do like a group randomly online. I found it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. So now this is like my weekly group that I do every Tuesday, and then I do one on Friday, and then I go to church every Sunday and read my scriptures and stuff. So that's my daily routine, you know, just to kind of let God get in my head before I get into my head. So you know, just trying to keep my head above water and keep my head on the ground, and you know, just trying to stay sober and just, I guess, kind of killing it. So if I wanted to my own horn, toot toot.
Condolences.
I love it
for that.
Oh yeah,
you're grieving. But congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, I mentioned I ran from a feeling chasing a feeling. That's one thing I tell, you know, but these grieving processes, these lows that we feel are so important to go through, especially in early sobriety, that you're walking through that. Congratulations. You know, but in order to grow, to become who we are emotionally, mentally, we've got to be able to go through what we need to go through to get where we need to be, where God wants to place us in our lives. Speaking for myself, I smothered everything. It wasn't just alcohol, you know. Alcohol was the end all of it all. But, you know, that dumpster of who I was, running from that feeling, chasing a feeling, and never allowing myself to grow emotionally, and growing through these processes, especially even grieving these lows. It's so important for her to be walking through that at 4 months sober is big. So congratulations.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry for the crosstalk. Continue on.
Oh, you're good. Oh,
what's up, Chaz?
It totally is different. Chaz.
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, so just quickly, so my name is Chaz, Scottsdale, Arizona. 34 years old. I said 33 before. I'm 34. Or sorry, I said 33 on the Instagram live. I'm 34.
Pick one.
Accidentally pressed the extra button. But yeah, so I'm traveling actually right now. I'm staying with my father tonight, so I'm on the road. So I figured I'd jump on for a meeting. So I'm a sports gambling addict in recovery.
Nice.
And yeah, so you know, I appreciate your story. Ton of relatability between alcohol and also, you know, a lot of the tendencies that we go through. But just a quick share of like my story. So, you know, I've been gambling since I was 15 years old. I mean, everything, right? From betting with friends to betting with anybody, high school poker nights with the guys, and then competitive athlete my entire life. And sports gambling took over when I stopped playing competitive sports. Became heavily addicted all throughout my 20s, up until I was going to commit suicide July 7th of 2021. Took everything from me. You're talking financial ramifications, bringing in an entire lifestyle of living two completely different lives. And you know, you can mask it very well. And that's why I want to, you know, be able to share my story with a lot of people, because it's a disease that needs to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
You can live two lives with a gambling problem, because you can always find your way out of it. You know, physically, I was in the best shape of my life. I turned to endurance athletes like Ironmans and High Roxes to kind of feed my competitive nature and to really help my mental health. And it did. But you always have that lingering, you know, triggers and disease with sports gambling. And so, you know, I think for me, it's just important to continue to share the risk associated with sports gambling and gambling in general, because it's a disease that we definitely need to take as serious as drugs and alcohol. So I'm 34 and, you know, turning 35 here soon. And, you know, I just want to share one more thing. And you said it too during, you know, right, you can always stay sober in, you know, when situations happen in our life, like death or losing a job and so forth. You know, I'm visiting my father because he's got stage 4 cancer. And so, you know, we're battling everything together, but to have this support group of people during this time is what is most important. And I'll close with this as well. So there's a Bible verse, Luke 11:34.
Oh, here we go.
It says the eyes are the lamp of your body. When your eyes are healthy, your body is full of light. And when your eyes are dark, your body is full of darkness and evil. And for me, that was looking at sports gambling lines. If I'm looking at lines, my body is unhealthy, my eyes are unhealthy. And when I'm not looking at sports gambling lines, it's pretty crazy and incredible to what, the lifestyle I've been able to live and recover. But it's an everyday battle.
Luke 11.
Luke 11 what?
11:34.
Nice. Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate the platform and appreciate you guys. I just found you recently, actually. So, I appreciate what you guys are doing and love to listen to more of the podcast.
Awesome. Bro, you're somebody I would want to have on the podcast to talk about sports gambling addiction.
Because it's super important, like you said.
So hit us up on our. Actually, if you could go follow me, Chaddock, and will you put my thing in there?
Also, too, I wanted to put on here too because I know you're traveling and you're going through something, that a lot of people have walked through as well. But we do our group meeting. So, how do we do it? How do we add people for the IG? Or Recover Out Loud chat?
Yeah, we have a chat.
That way you can,
the little community chat.
Yes, and then we always it pops off. It's really, really good. Everybody chimes in the mornings. Some people will literally be going through something and put it in the chat, and then everybody will chime in to show their love and support. It's really, really great.
Anybody that
that's awesome. I'd love to connect. I speak at state conferences, and I think the biggest thing we've noticed, sorry to take more time, is with psychologists and therapists, they find it very difficult to find people with lived experience in gambling. And so, I speak at conferences and actually have my first TED Talk this next April.
Nice.
Good for you.
Exciting.
I think
really
it's
exciting.
I think it's important for you too because a lot of people don't want to talk about sports gambling because of the shame
tough.
and the guilt, and it's difficult because it's just like the disease of alcohol and addiction. It's very hard for a normie to understand how you cannot stop. And it's and gambling is one of those things, especially when you start getting yourself into financial issues, or your house gets taken, your car gets repoed, you lose your this, that, or the other. Just like alcohol and drugs, it's the same. It's a disease.
I worked with a gambler in early recovery.
Yeah.
Sponsored a gentleman who's not an alcoholic, just a gambler.
Yeah.
You know what the difference was in the 12 steps?
Huh.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I
always say a normie would benefit anybody.
Yes, absolutely.
The first word. I mean, the one word in the first step.
Yep. That was it.
Wait, let's just change that one word
gambling
to gambling.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's weird that you're on here, Chaz. I only want to say this, and then I know we're running out of time too. But I watched Two for the Money this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy because I haven't watched. It's old. It's an old movie. Al Pacino and Matthew McConaughey. But
Gambler's a great one too. So I mean, there's a ton of them out there.
Totally, and it's like it's wild. So I'm so happy that you're here tonight because I think that there's a lot of alcoholics and addicts that are actually have an offshoot.
There's a lot of people that have a cross addiction too, and sometimes a lot of people get sober in Alcoholics Anonymous
and go to gambling
and go to gambling. But
we ran from a feeling, chasing a feeling.
Totally.
You replace that from any.
You replace it with anything.
I'm glad you're here tonight.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Really.
Hey, I know this lady up here.
Oh, you do?
Sylvia?
I know Sylvia. I think, unless there's a different Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia. Bring us on home.
What if it is a different one?
Hi.
I'm
not
her.
Alcoholic.
No,
I'm so glad that I jumped on here. Michael keeps inviting me on here, and I never jump on. But I was like, when I saw Danny, I was like, hey, I know him. He's my friend. Danny, thank you so much for your lead. I love listening to Danny. He works such a great program. And, I have a special place in my heart when he shares about his amendments with his kid. It's just knowing that, when you're in sobriety and you want to get sober, you do whatever it takes, to get your life in order. And I know this is my first time ever in sobriety. And it's crazy because it's not just about getting sober. It's about changing your whole life, like changing the way you think, changing everything, and the whole God part, the God part was really hard for me. But now I'm just thriving. I'm like thriving with God in my life right now. And it's, and I'm still working on like accepting the blessings in my life. I'm not used to good things happening to me. So it's like really hard for me to take those in. Like, I have praises at work, or, I have this little guy right here. This is my first nephew, all these good things have been going on. And it's just like, I just feel like sometimes it's like my life is too good to be true. Like something's just going to creep up and mess everything up. But I need to stop thinking like that, and following people like Danny and people who have a lot of time under their belt. Just, I'm close to 2 years. And I just feel like, when I see people that have a lot of time under their belt, it gives me hope. It gives me hope that if they can do it, I can do it, So, And I hope I'm like that for people who are under me, you know, and I need this because I'm still new at everything, you know. I'm just getting to know myself. So thank you, Danny. I'm really glad I got to catch you on here. So everybody have a great day.
Thank you so much.
That's good to see you. Thank you.
We're right on time tonight.
I mean, isn't this amazing?
This is amazing. We're right on time. We're actually, Julian, you can go to bed on time tonight, brother.
Look at Julian.
He's
already got
his. Hell yeah.
Is he under the covers?
Yes, he's ready to go. He's gonna.
Julian,
he's flat out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of East Coasters on.
Yeah, we do.
On the.
Oh,
but
really
one thing I've learned about
Real
East Coasters, though, they stay up way later than us West Coasters.
All I know is that if the time was
baseball.
yeah.
I mean, if they want to watch, a West Coast basketball game or a baseball game, they're done, right?
Yeah.
It's like 1 o'clock in the morning for them,
right?
Okay, guys, it's that time, and we want everybody to turn on their cameras that are willing.
Tell them the lie.
We are the only Zoom meeting that does what we're about to do. We dance out. So
What?
Damn, Julian's it's 11 in Brazil.
Okay, I wouldn't have agreed to this if you guys.
It's
told me.
really not that serious.
So everybody get your cameras on. Peter Gates, we see you're on here.
Oh yeah, PG.
Can we make my wife
Maurice?
dance?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
can
she
come
can
up,
dance.
stand right by you.
Come on.
Are you gonna get yourself in trouble?
Yeah.
Already
You
did.
ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, it's not time yet.
What?
Not everybody has their camera on yet. Where's Peter
No,
Gates?
dude, bro. Stop.
All right,
Tell her.
fine. You guys ready? Chuck Zamzow, you ready? God, grant me the serenity
to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Ali, you be
Keep
careful driving and dancing like that.
Danny, you're the man. Thank you so much. Wendy, Michael, we love you.
Bye.
Sending him.
See you guys next
See you
week.
guys next week. Bye, Mom.
Recording stop.
Oh man.
You killed it.